Welcome to the channel, I'm Tom and this is my table, and on my table today we have the Lenovo Legion 5i gaming laptop featuring an i7-11800H and an RTX 3070 for £1,000. Now I think for the price these are some pretty good specs, even if the CPU and GPU are a generation behind, a bit like my uni assignments. There's still beefy components to be having sitting in such a small form factor. Moving on to the build quality, this is a mostly plastic design. However, it is a really nice feeling plastic, to be honest. Premium, I would say. The screen though is in a metal shroud, which probably gives the screen a bit more rigidity, making it a little less prone to flexing when opening from the corners. The keypad has nice travel to it and it feels well made, while the trackpad is smooth and responsive. As for the screen, while it's nice and sharp due to the 2K resolution, I find that the brightness and colours are a little underwhelming, and so I probably wouldn't recommend it for any colour work. Battery life is decent, however, for a gaming laptop, but not winning any awards here. With the screen set to 80% and playing a 4K video on YouTube, I managed to get about 5 hours and 17 minutes before draining the battery completely. Just take note though that this will probably be a lot shorter if you plan to just game on it while just using the battery power alone. Size-wise, we're looking at a 15.6-inch screen. And then lengthwise, we're looking at around 36 centimeters or about 14 inches. And then width-wise, we are looking at 25.5 centimeters or about 10 inches. Now coming on to the weight, looks can be a little bit deceiving. Since I've had this for about a month and a half, I did still have uni lectures to go to, so I tried lugging this around in my backpack for that sort of time for about 4 weeks. And I've got to say, while it is portable, and I guess that is the main feature of a laptop, it sometimes felt like you've exceeded maximum carrying capacity and can no longer sprint unless you drop a couple items. So in other words, it's pretty damn heavy. How heavy? That heavy, in fact. Now before we do get into some gaming, I did just want to show you the Lenovo Vantage software suite. And this is where you can basically monitor your CPU performance, see what clocks it's hitting, you can see your SSD, but also more importantly you have Legion Edge over here. And this is where you can add a network boost, so when you're gaming, your network will prioritize your game, hopefully. But also you have things like thermal mode. So in the moment we're in performance mode because we have the power adapter connected to the laptop, which means we're going to get every ounce of performance out of this for gaming, and that's how I would really recommend any gaming laptop be used. But you can otherwise put it in balance mode, which with this ticked on down here, it will automatically know when you're in a game and sort of maybe put you up to performance mode, but I just like to have it in performance mode so we know for sure right now. But you can also put it in quiet mode, and that will just sort of reduce the clocks on the CPU and make sure that the fan curve is quite low. So we're going to go back on performance mode for that. Quiet mode can also help increase your battery life as well. And then we also have this, which is hybrid mode. It's toggled on at the moment, which basically means when you're not in a game, maybe you're just idling on YouTube, it will use the inbuilt graphics on the CPU. So the Intel graphics, and for obvious reasons it's not as powerful as the RTX 3070, so it's going to use less power and again extend your battery life. And then when you go into a game, it should switch over to the RTX 3070. So for our first game today, we are in Cyberpunk 2077 and we are on the high preset in 1440p. We're here in Afterlife, and hello Johnny. We're just going to walk away from him and not do anything, so we're just going to go out of Afterlife. And yeah, for some reason out here in this area it's usually really difficult to run, so even though we're dropping and we're going into the 40s, it's still pretty good. Shall we see if we can take this truck? And if you can hear it, I'm just trying to let you hear the sound of the laptop itself, the actual speakers. As I didn't actually touch on the speakers, and the speakers aren't really that good. They do sound a bit tinny. They're downwards facing speakers, which they're all right. They're not too bad. They're acceptable. I would say if you're going to play on this laptop, you'd be much better off on a headset. And also the sound of the laptop at the moment, I mean, CPU wise, we are quite high. I mean, we're almost at 90 degrees on the CPU. GPU wise though, we're not looking too bad. That's actually pretty good. I'm just a bit worried about the cooling on the CPU. So, I mean, yeah, we're pretty strong there, I think. Pretty powerful. Oh dear, we're still getting shot. But yeah, it definitely is playable. And there we go, we're dead. So yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 definitely playable on this laptop. It's going to be a pretty good experience, apart from the noise that the actual laptop's making itself, and maybe the slightly high CPU temperature. Well, not slightly, quite high CPU temperature. It's a pretty good experience. So let's move on to our next game. Here we are in F1 2022 on the high preset at 1440p, so matching the monitor's refresh rate. And I had a bit of a dodgy start there, but doesn't matter. So yeah, right off the bat on the high preset, we're in the mid 90s for the frame rate. Oh, big crash going on up ahead, almost slammed right into the back of them. Let's see if we can keep this on the road. We can just about. Yeah, feeling really good, really smooth. Yeah, almost 100 FPS really. So you can't really moan about that. Yes, you could turn it down and get more out of the refresh rate of the screen, which is 165 Hertz. But yeah, I think quality-wise, it's looking really good on the high preset. Oh, let's be careful. This is where I lost it in the last video. Okay, we did a slightly better there actually. But yeah, looking really good. I'd say CPU, temperature-wise, it's doing a lot better than it was in Cyberpunk actually, which is interesting. I've gone off circuit a bit there, just a little bit. Yeah, it's sticking around 80 degrees, going up to around 82. And again, the GPU temperature is really good in this laptop. It's just the CPU temperature that we just got to keep an eye on. But yeah, not too bad. Well, at least a lot better than it was in the Cyberpunk test. So yeah, really good in this game. Let's move on with the next one as I go off circuit again. Here we are in Battlefield 2042, and I'm not sure why, but this title not really running that well. The CPU getting really hot in this one. I think I noticed the highest it hit was 94 at one point, so yeah, I'm not really sure the cooling is really on par here for the CPU. But yeah, this is on the high quality with DLSS on quality, and to be honest, moving down the quality preset doesn't actually do much. I even going down to low doesn't really raise the FPS hardly at all. So it's a little bit odd. We are hitting just about 60 FPS though, which I suppose is all right. It's probably what you would want as a minimum on this sort of game. But yeah, no, ray tracing is off. It's not just this map either as well, just because I did try out another map and I was getting the same sort of results. So overall, I think this laptop is kind of good for the price and specs included. Oh my god, we got him. Oh my god, there we go, sorry. Yeah, pretty good for the price and specs included. So yeah, if you did want to see something that is kind of sucky and doesn't live up to the to my expectations, then maybe check out this video here. But for now, bye.